Dun, 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 dun.
This film has a real reminiscence to it with past MarVista projects I've seen and some other movies I've also experienced. You might look at this one and think, was I really kidnapped? Shattered Memories? It's kind of the same thing. You know, I've covered those films as well in the past. Those are two MarVista movies. Again, this is another MarVista movie, MarVista Entertainment. You might know this distribution company by now because I cover a lot of their stuff on here. Anyways, two MarVista films that were released previously that sort of dealt with a character that was not believed necessarily with was I really kidnapped. It was just the incident alone, and nobody believed her, nobody believed the woman's story. Even though she had, again, the whole idea is that nobody believes them, then they have to go try to prove that story for, you know, or for other people to understand, like, hey, I'm telling the truth here. And then Shattered Memories, if the subject had amnesia. Some of you might also look at this and think, oh, doesn't this kind of sound similar to Mike Flanagan's Hush? Very good movie, by the way. Yes, except we've switched from being deaf to being blind. This is called Sightless, and this sounds kind of, I mean, the poster, you can definitely tell, yeah, she's blind. She's doing the whole Bird Box thing. Let's take a look and see what the synopsis is before we go in. This is what it says on IMDb. After an attack renders her blind, Ellen Ashland withdraws from the world to recover, but soon she plunges into paranoia, unable to convince anyone that her assailant has returned, and to terrorize her by hiding in plain sight. Cue a MarVista movie just written in the synopsis right there. Anyway, well, I would imagine probably the same severity. But that was a very strong trailer in that regard. What do they call it? Hidden in plain sight. There's another title they use too. I forget. But anyway, because sometimes you'll find MarVista movies alternate titles. This one doesn't have one. It's just called Sightless. It sounds interesting. Again, it's similar in some of the other synopses and main plots that I have seen applied to MarVista films in the past. Now, I know this studio quite a bit, and probably some of you do too, considering how much I've covered them. So you're quite familiar that MarVista Entertainment is the studio that, despite having really strong thriller pitches, for TV films as well, I mean, I should point that out, they're the company that continues to spoil their movie. Unlike every other movie studio that abides by the, well, you know, we don't spoil our story points in the trailer. That's not MarVista. They basically give you a 90-minute film, typically 90-minute, that's standard length for TV film. 90-minute movie in about 3 minutes. That's essentially what the trailer is. I keep hoping for, you know, that they change their ways. In some cases, it's a bit better. I mean, it's funny to keep bringing it up because I keep doing it. But maybe partly because some of these films, the way I've seen it, like, they put out a lot of trailers on their channel for films that have already released. That might play a part, but it's still kind of weird. Like, when you're not really bringing in new people, if they're, well, I think some people are subscribed to the channel, like, well, I can just watch the movie for free on the main channel. Just as a trailer. It's weird, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm sure it'll be interesting. Again, I have enjoyed some of the MarVista thrillers that I've seen, even when they spoil their movies in the trailers. We're going to watch this first. The main trailer for Sightless, and then we're going to talk about it more in my condensed reviews. I haven't paused watching the video together. Okay. I would imagine for a character in this type of situation, yeah, it would be traumatic, but let's see if that assailant is real. Maybe it is a slip of paranoia onto the deep end. Here we go. Yeah, she's definitely sightless. I mean, it's, I think, a more horrifying look than Bird Box. This doesn't look like your standard MarVista thriller in terms of quality.
That you were exposed to
It feels different.
But seared. And I'm so sorry to say this, but the
sometimes you watch a trailer, you're like, clearly it's a TV movie. This doesn't have that look to me. It looks more refined.
Perception won't always be reality.
What color is she?
Baby blue.
Let yourself adjust to your new world.
I graduated top of my nursing class. I'm the Ferrari of personal care. Your eyes won't ever be what they were, but once the rest of
this is really interesting.
You won't need them to.
Trauma does things to people.
Hello?
And certainly an accident like that would be traumatic for her.
I heard her scream. She came to me frightened. Don't trust anyone.
Maybe they won't spoil this trailer.
In here.
Your senses have gone into overdrive.
I can hear you breathing.
Yeah. You know why? Because I'm watching this and it might be being distributed by MarVista. It might have the MarVista Entertainment attribution with the logo and everything. But anybody else feel like that doesn't feel like the typical MarVista movie trailer? Just weird. I mean, it looks like, honestly, to me, this doesn't look like a TV movie. I mean, it's lower budget, of course, as many thrillers happen to be, and horror movies. Just, again, there's kind of a fine line between them. But that feels like a movie that would play in theaters. And the trailer kind of just, again, alludes it that way. There's some clever uses of CGI, I think, in terms of, like, placing her in different positions. That you kind of see, again, that she's just kind of lost in this mental space of trauma. And I think they really show that well. But just, I could tell, like, from the way it looked instantly, like, this does not feel like a typical MarVista trailer. It actually feels a bit stronger. So I would imagine maybe this is a situation where another company produced the film and MarVista got the distribution rights to it, maybe. I think it'll be very strong, as a TV thriller if it's playing this way. I mean, again, it's just got a different quality to it. But I think the lead cast member does a great job. I mean, I definitely buy the fact that she is traumatized. From the screams to the positions of her body to the way she interacts with other people. It's a very strong performance in her regard. I will definitely consider watching this. I am definitely, this is somebody that appeals to me in many ways with thrillers. So we'll see. And again, I have the enjoyment here of being like, hey, this is like one, maybe, I don't know, 2 in with MarVista trailers where it didn't spoil. There are these exceptions. Perhaps it doesn't, perhaps the delineation is that you don't have a company, if you're not attributed specifically to MarVista other than just the trailer distribution or the movie distribution, perhaps that saves you from getting your spoilers revealed. Who knows? What are your guys' thoughts with Sightless? I mean, again, it's creative, similarities to other films, but feels very professionally done in that regard. It definitely feels like a heightened quality we're dealing with here. Let me know down below what you guys think. Don't forget to look at stuff, like, subscribe, the sharing, that bell, until we get to watch more from MarVista. And there's plenty more to watch. There's always more films with these guys. I will see you whenever that point happens to be. But for now, thanks for watching this video. I love you guys. Don't ever love yourselves, your fellow man. God bless and peace.